What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of me standing alone in the long dark. It's actually really dark in here. So I took a little bit of time. This is the next recording session. So the first ones are all done in one big batch. This one right here will be the beginning of the next big batch. And so hopefully everything will turn out pretty well. I've been enjoying the playthrough so far, and in fact, I was really looking forward to doing this. I was disappointed at the amount of episodes I recorded in advance because I was like, well, that means I don't get to play the game for like another week because you only get the one save file. So I don't know if we're going to need the pry bar right now. I mean, there's obviously a lot of things that we are going to need and a lot of things we are not going to need here. I'll probably save that for a little while later. For right now, let's drink a bit of water because I think our hydration situation is probably one that we want to keep ourselves on top of. Oh, well, we only drank a little bit. I'd like to see in here. I would definitely like to see. We should probably light some kind of fire and cook this fish, right? So let me see. I put all my wood on the floor because obviously that's what every good steward does when they arrive at a new location. You take your wood and you place it on the floor. Everybody loves a stranger's wood on their floor. And then we've got this right here. Did I have any accelerant around? I don't know if I have any accelerant. It's kind of an interesting situation for me. Well, wait, how's my fire starting skill 55, but I got a 50% chance of success? Man, this is totally not going to work. I've always maintained that if you have matches in Tinder and you still mess this process up, that's actually pretty fantastically amazing. Like, I'd like you to have your own show so that I can just sit there and watch you fail at lighting fires with all of the applicable things you need in order to start a fire. Like, wow, that's actually pretty incredible. How did you mess that up? I think we should probably get some accelerant or something in here, but I can't see worth a damn. So let's go ahead and turn this little cheeky bastard on right here. We don't really have... Where would the accelerant be at? I kind of feel like we had accelerant, and now we don't. But maybe I'm just being odd about all this. Accelerant! Where are you? There's no accelerant. I'm actually a little bit disappointed about this. So we may have to muscle this one out and just, like, learn to start a fire the hard way. Let me grab a little bit more kindling here. Alright, wood stove. I should probably turn all these into tinder plugs, too. I think you can do that through somewhere. Like, you can take this, and I think you can harvest it into tinder plugs. It takes a couple of minutes, but it's an easier way for you to get more materials out of these. You should never be lighting all of the newspapers or whatever, because if you wanted to think about it, these guys are your limiting reagent right here. You can't start a fire without some kind of tinder, and in general, in my experience, it can actually be kind of a pain in the ass in the late game to get your hands on tinder right when you need it. I think it'll be okay for right now, but I don't know. I haven't played to the late game in a really long time, due to our last playthrough being ended by an accidental fire killing, which I still do not agree with. I would still argue with the refs on that one. Wood stove, you want to start up now? I got tinder plugs. You want to hang out with me? And it takes a long time to light the fire, too. I think they could just speed the game up like they do when you're cooking something and then make the meter just go up faster. Either way, I would accept that. 50-50 shot. We should be able to get this done, I think. Please don't fail near the end of the meter. I will lose my mind. I'll be like, my mind, forsooth, where has it gone? No longer inside of my skull pan. There we go. And so our fire starting levels are now a little bit higher. I probably don't need that much fire in order to cook this fish. So I'm just going to have... I think I'm going to have at it here. I don't know what that was. I think that was like some kind of throat thing attacking me while I was trying to do an episode. Like, ah! Like, so I think I'm just going to eat this smallmouth bass. Like every now and again you get like a weird vocal tick when you do this. Trust me, it's odd. It's really odd. Yay, and we still have enough left over for brekkie. Alright, well, let's go 6 hours in and hopefully we don't die of dehydration. I think we're going to be alright. We drank right before we did this, right? I think we did, so everything should be okay here. Awesome. And so let's drink ourselves some more water, which I procured from the Cabinet of Hydration before we came in to this episode. I may be interrupted. By the way, I may be interrupted by my groundskeeper again. It's Wednesday, and you guys know what that means. If you don't, consult the previous episodes. I recorded last Wednesday, and now I'm recording on this Wednesday, too. And unfortunately, what that means is that at any moment, we may be interrupted by someone just overzealously, just really getting into it, and just leaf blowing the hell out of my window right here next to my house. Just, woo! He woke me up this morning, too. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. So at least we got a little bit of light right now, although it looks like we're apparently hungry, which is a little bit odd considering we consumed an enormous fish last night. I'll probably just eat this little guy right here. What I wanted to do in this episode is I think we're going to go to the dam. But I'm going to go kind of a roundabout way because I don't want to shoot at more wolves or anything like that. Like, I just don't feel like dealing with them. So, I mean, I guess I could go over there and I could clear out the wolves and I could get all the stuff off the dead bodies and whatever. But I think I'd much rather just go to the dam. And so that's what we're going to do. I had briefly considered maybe using the dam as like our hideaway. Actually using it as our base of operations. Haven't totally decided on that one yet. 41% cured over here. These are all moving right along. Very, very good. How cold is it outside? Is it ice cold? It's pretty reasonably cold. I don't know if this is... I wonder if can you shoot the birds yet? Or are the birds still like hard targets to hit? I don't want to waste bullets on them because you don't get that many bullets. Yeah, it seems a little bit too cold right now to travel. I'm going to give it another hour or so. Oh, in addition, you always want to bring a bedroll. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been back to the dam, and I know they've done some renovations over there where the dam is a little bit different than it used to be. So I'm going to take a bedroll with me just in case we get caught out overnight. There should be food and some other stuff over there, so I don't think we need to worry about it that much. We might be able to make a barrel fire or something of that nature if it gets too cold. I'm hoping it does not, though, because we have pretty good clothing. Instead, for right now, let me rest for like another 2 hours. I need it to be a tad warmer. The sun's not even up yet. The game is very, very generous when it says daylight. What it means there is the light that precedes the day as well as the day. Not necessarily like the sun is up and shining right now. Let's all be happy. Come on, get happy. Got a little bit of liter water over here. There we go. Perfect. Water taken care of. Don't ask what liter water is. It's a new thing that I've been working on. I've been developing it. 50 cents been helping out with the financing. It's going to be 50 cents a liter water. That's going to be pretty sick. I think you're going to see billboards and stuff pretty soon for it. It's -8. That's a bit more manageable. By a small margin. We got to watch that wolf over there and kind of see what he does. I'm hoping he'll kind of just go over to that wall and then we'll be able to sneak on past him. I don't really want to fight him right now. I would prefer to not do that. Oh, look at that. We've got wind chill. Okay, get up against a wall then the entire time. Make sure that this stone protects us from the nasty winds, which will not abate. Thank God, because that would mean the wind was hunting us. It was leaving bait out. Like, walk out in front of your house and there's like some Lucky Charms laying out in the middle of the snow. You're like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this, but I do like Lucky Charms. They are magically delicious. Go out to get your Lucky Charms and the wind's like, no! Next thing you know, you're like this weird Pompeii statue of ice. Like, well, he got me. He got me. That's all that we were able to say about this situation. I like how the snow actually sort of moves to the side. I don't know what there is to like about that, but I like it. Ah! You gotta point your gun at the deer real fast, just in case he's getting any ideas. Those deer are rowdy out here. You gotta be careful. They will attack you. They will not hesitate. They will come straight at you if you don't take care of this situation. I'm just trying to give you helpful survival advice right now. When you see a deer and it's like kind of standing around and it's giving you kind of a weird look, gotta make sure that you're ready to buck a fool. Gotta be ready. He might come at you, and if he comes at you, you gotta... This is the rules of nature right here. This is how we survive. This is how we do our thing. It's kind of an odd day. It's a little bit overcast. It said that there was daylight. I was to assume that there would be daylight because you said that there would be daylight. And now there is no daylight, and I feel very, very deceived. Frankly, I feel like you have really, really built this day up to be something that it is not. I don't know if I should get off the trail right now. I'm also not completely sure what this little area is. I mean, I know for a fact that I need more sticks, so that's totally cool. I will take those. Where does that go right there? We're a little bit cold right now, so I'm thinking we may want to keep moving. I don't see any dead guys or anything, though, so... Is this going to pop out by the lake, or... Where is this doubling back to? Kind of an odd situation. This also appears to go somewhere. So I guess I'll follow this around. I just wanted to leapfrog to the other side of the train track so I don't have to shoot like 400 wolves on my way through. Because then you get sidetracked by the, well, do I harvest off of the wolf? Do I leave it here on the ground and just be like, yeah, whatever? It all becomes confusing very, very quickly. And I don't like confusing stimuli. I like the world to be straightforward about its intent. We got some old man's beard on the tree over here. We got a rather vicious-looking rabbit on that side. His rhymes are ice cold. There's a terrifying plethora of linguistic proficiency. This thing has been ravaged. How long is that going to take? An hour? Go for it. Pretty cold right now. And the day does not appear to be, well, it might get better. We'll see what happens here. I think we've got the time to play around with it, so I'm not that panicky. There's a bunch of Rose hips back up in here, but I don't really know what to do with Rose's hips anyways. We've got a broken arrow. Got a couple of salvageables. Hey, go ahead and slide that little bastard on in there. Hey, a military-grade MRE. Good. And inside the med kit, we've got ourselves a bandage and not much else. Can't do anything with the can. The pry bar, I guess the pry bar would probably be worth bringing along. I almost call it the pry boar, which is just this pig that we keep around randomly to help us pry things off walls and whatnot. If the temperature could just get a little bit better for me right now, I think we'd be in super solid shape, and we'd still be able to go out to the dam, even though, you know, we're already off to a bit of a rough start. We picked up an arrow, though, so at least I know where the arrowheads come from. I suppose that's how they're going to limit the amount of arrows that you can actually stock, is by making it so you have to look around for broken arrows. That only gives us one arrow, though, and are the arrows recoverable would be the second part. I doubt that you break the head very often, and so maybe you just have to salvage your broken arrows every now and again to make sure that you got what you need. And that is exactly where I need to be over there. Let's keep an eye out for wolves or anything else that try to mess with our Christmas here. Which, by the way, is anybody else stoked that Halloween is over? The second Halloween was over, I was like, come on, it's lovely weather to see songs about Christmas right now. There's a deer running over there, and I heard a fat wolf. I hope we don't get bitten, that would totally suck, it'd make me sad. Another stick. Hold on. Sometimes I like to waylay my revelry in favor of picking up sticks. Got enough food right there. That'll be good. I think the wind's picking up, though. Yeah, the wind's picking up. We should probably endeavor to get to the dam as soon as possible. And so let's leapfrog over the top here. I think this is the side that I prefer to be on. Let's really, really hope that there's no wolf out here. Although at this point, the wolf would supply us with a couple days worth of food, which is what we would need to be away from our base for a bit. I don't see a wolf. My other favorite part is that, like, it's dropped from like 100 degrees a day down to like 50 degrees every day. And so now I get to wear my fingerless hobo gloves. I get to wear my coats because I have a plethora of coats. I love coats. I'm a sucker for coats. Like, if I walk through a store and there's a dope coat, I'm like, well, it looks like I'm getting another coat that I won't wear half the year. My coat rack, it sags. It sags hard. It's a piece of accessorizing that I just can't walk away from. Sometimes there's a dead guy over here, I think. I think you can fall off this, too, but I'm not going to do it right now because that would suck. Inside we go. It's time for us to watch out for Fluffy. Always be careful when you come inside the dam. Fluffy tends to be in here. I would listen for Fluffy first. Usually you can hear him long before he actually shows up. Yeah, he's downstairs. Alright. Well, let's loot some lockers real fast and see if we can't sustain ourselves off the bounty of this super awesome hydroelectric dam. Although it's kind of small, all things considered. There's a hydroelectric dam around where I live, but it's a lot bigger. Got another toque over here. Fluffy's on his way in. I can hear him. Fluffy hears you too. That's the thing, is that Fluffy will come investigate when Fluffy hears you walking around. No! No! I missed! Oh my god, I can't believe I missed. That's the worst. Oh my god. I think he turned because I was aimed right at his body, and I think he turned right when he came around the corner and saw me. Go ahead, and we need to sprained wrist. Can we put first aid on that? It requires painkillers or some kind of coffee. Let's go ahead and use the painkillers real quick. That also, the big thing here is that it damages like all of our clothing articles, which is troublesome. Very, very troublesome. No, I don't want to drop venison. I've always thought that hotkey was kind of odd. Fluffy should die all by his lonesome, and given the fact that I used up... I don't know, we gotta follow the blood trail. Okay, so I think Fluffy went back downstairs. But yeah, that should have been a good shot to the side of the torso, kind of heart region. And I think he turned, like in a weird graphical, like he sort of rotated in a way that an animal normally wouldn't. Missed the shot. It's okay. Hey. Get inside this room real quick. This time I'm aiming for the doorway, and if it comes in, it comes in. It's stressful. Is it dead, or is it just, like, barking at me? I think it should be dead. It should be downstairs, like all kinds of messed up right now, and it should leave us alone. Got another ski jacket over here that I'll probably try and harvest. A rifle round, very, very nice. Anything that gets me back in business. We got a soda right there, because I am in the business of surviving here today with all of you in attendance. Let's see. So far, this has actually been fairly lucrative. Been fairly lucrative for file cabinets. Usually those don't actually give it. You don't want to do this, Fluffy. I think it's downstairs, but it's like aggroing us through the wall. Super hungry right now. We're about to get a bunch of food off of the wolf. God, the problem is I can't hold a light source at the same time as fight this thing. Put that right there and be on our way. I brought a pry bar just in case any of these were locked, because they are, after all, called lockers. I mean, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you force them open and you don't get anything out of it. Other times it tends to be there. We go, some more painkillers. Get the rifle out real quick. 5 extra rounds, so that box was actually a pretty good acquisition, all things considered. Tons of lantern fuel, which is actually great because we've been out of that too. So that'll be good. I mean, one of the big things I'd like to do is move a lot of our supplies to here. Once the supplies have been moved here, we'll camp here from now on, and then we'll try to make the jump to the next zone and see if there's anything over there that would interest us. You're kind of like, it's a little bit conflicting sometimes trying to decide whether or not you want to stay in this zone and just kind of fish for a long time, or whether you want to wander around. I figure we'll wander just because it seems a little bit more interesting to me. A water bottle right there to replenish our supply. A heavy wool sweater, which I think we can wear as a layer. And so there, everybody. I'm pretty sure we can put this on instead of the underwear that we are currently rocking. Maybe. We have cotton long underwear. I think that should be better if I can repair it. So I'll probably take this guy right here and 2 cloth for the harvest. Yeah, might as well. Okay, so now that we shredded a little bit of cloth out of that, I'll be able to repair some of the things that I have with me. I'll probably also just wear that one and then tear up this one. Even though it has been our faithful red bald friend the entire time we've been having our adventures, it must now become scrap and be rebuilt. I don't know if the wolf has died yet. I hope that it has. I don't want to really, like, wish for the misfortune of others. But if the wolf's got to go, the wolf's got to go. I'm not the one that makes these calls. Nature is. Although, props to this guy for fighting off a wolf with his bare hands. I shouldn't have left that lantern burning. Let me have a look here. I don't hear it walking anymore, so I think we must have killed it. I think. Let's hit this room real fast. I'm going to bring the lantern along with me. Doesn't have a ton of fuel left, but it's got enough to be useful as I spin through here and try and grab all these random little sundries. Anything inside the desk? No would be the answer to that question. Got a grape soda in there. It looks like we're going to have plenty of food, so that's nice. I'll probably arrange it in the other room right after this so that I've got the supply here. I don't think I'm going to run it back to the other base since we're probably going to be up and out of this zone pretty soon. Got a flare on that side. I've actually looted this entire place with a flare, just running the wolf off every single time it comes around. And just been like, no, bad doggy, bad doggy. Oh, the first tumbler is at like 4. Okay. You forgive me, I have to focus while I do this, otherwise I will mess it up like 30 times on camera and everybody will laugh at me. Oh, that wasn't horrifying. Four, 10, oh, 13. Okay, 4, 10, 13. Should be easy enough. Go 4. All the way back around. There it is. 14. Wasn't 13. Open this bad boy up. What we got? A flare, a rifle round, and an MRE. Okay. Not the absolute best box I've ever had in game, but it'll work for right now. Didn't I pick up another lantern? Like, don't I have 2 of these? I swear to God, there was another lantern sitting. Did I not pick it up? I must not have picked it up. I thought there was a lantern back over here. Yeah, there it is. I saw it off in the corner. I must not have picked it up. This one's got a ton of fuel in it, so let's get to work here. Alright, so now that we got our fuel, we're tired, we're hungry, you know. I've got enough sticks on me. There's a fire barrel downstairs that I think we can make use of. It should be pretty... Actually, there's a fire barrel right here. Never mind. No, it's not. So there's actually new areas in the dam that you can get to now that you weren't able to get to before. I don't know how new these areas are, but I know that I wasn't aware of them. I'll show them to you probably in the next episode because it looks like it's right about time for us to quit for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. I will see you all in future episodes. It was a blast. I hope to see you there. How do, everybody?